Don't even try to give me shit. I've earned it not to be treated like this. Oh, you say you love me? That's funny. Hello.
Hi, babies. We are back with a new episode of The Gay Agenda. Last episode we talked all things Brat Summer.
Brat Summer.
It was phenomenal.
Is that not what we're talking about? This? Just kidding.
Yeah. We have to give it a break for a second.
Yeah, we have to let everyone breathe.
Let people breathe, I guess.
Yeah, we're not bumping that.
Yeah, we're not gonna bump
right
that today.
Right now.
But we do love her. Anyway, we're gonna jump into what this episode is, because last episode we filled you guys in a lot on how we've been doing. Things have not changed. It's very much, we're still doing amazing.
Yeah.
But also the focus of the podcast, for those who are new, welcome. I'm James.
I'm Kyle.
And if you're returning, thanks babes, we love you. And we can't wait to have you guys listen to all the new episodes that are going to be coming in the future. But the Gay Agenda is really everything gay. We talk about everything gay. And it is not us pushing anything onto people, because people love to think that that's what that is.
Straight stuff too. We have straight people come on the podcast.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of different shit going on here.
It's just everything that is relatable to gay people, and not just gays. Everyone in the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, we are very encompassing, and we love that we can.
It's like an SAT
approach
word.
it.
That was a good one.
Yeah, you know.
That was, wow.
She's educated. So that says.
That's very brat of you.
Very.
It's giving very much joyride.
So now
you're in the heat.
I'm in the heat.
I'm really calling out all these
I'm purring. No.
Oh my.
I'm
wow.
screaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prince.
Alright. Anyway. Okay. So today's episode is going to be all about the classification of the gay world. So that can be confusing for anyone who doesn't know what that means. But really what it is kind of there are different types of gays. There are different types of enjoyments in the gay world. And a lot of people are not as familiar with that.
Yes.
If you're a gay male, you probably know all of it. We're really kind of basing our episode off of the gay male population, only because that's what we know best.
Yeah.
And we don't want to speak for other people who maybe we get it wrong. And I'd rather at that point
we do have bisexual
part
friends. 2. We do have lesbian friends. We'll definitely
we have all
get them included.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that could be a part 2, or it could be a whole conversation on a different topic, but in bringing that in, you know what I mean? But
absolutely. Definitely giving other perspectives. That would be amazing.
Oh yeah, that's all we're about.
I'm so curious to know about
learn.
The lesbian side. I'm so curious.
Yeah.
I'd love to learn.
Yeah. It's literally the whole premise of what we're trying to do here is making sure that we can have conversations about things that aren't really talked about. A lot of people just talk about gossip, and that's a big thing in the gay world.
Yes.
But we
it's
do
the
want
fact
to.
That people believe it.
Yeah,
too.
people.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's very one-sided.
Without confronting the other, not confronting, but I would say asking the other person. There's definitely been rumors about you and I that surface in the gay community.
Oh.
I'm just assuming. I don't know any. But
I've
heard I've become pregnant.
You've been pregnant? How many months?
Oh my god, I've had so many men plant seeds.
Seeds? Seeds of what kind? No, that's Kyle Broyles. Orchids.
I'm Kyle.
Those bloom over so often.
Very much.
Oh.
So, anyway.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting. You just learned a little bit about that. But we're going to go ahead and talk about basically all things classification in the gay male world. I should probably edit the title of that to make sure that that's...
Classification of the gay world.
Yeah, because basically, and I'm sure some people are probably questioning, what does that mean?
I feel like it's very vague, but we kind of want to keep it that
way.
Because we could talk about
a lot.
Not just sexual, we could talk about what we are, considered types of males, types. I don't want to say speak for the females, but I'm sure that would be a part 2 episode of types of females in the gay world. Cause
there's a lot of differences between different parts of the gay communities. Not every lesbian is gonna know every term for the gay male world.
We'd be shocking some of our female friends.
1,000%. Some
like,
of them are like, what? Right.
And I'm like, I know. And even then, I don't know what that means.
And even then, vice versa, like, I learn a lot from, like, my lesbian friends or my trans friends or my, just in general, queer friends or non-binary friends, androgynous friends. Like, there's so much there's so many, like, differences, but, like, I do love and embrace those differences because, like, that's part of, I guess, being who we are. Like, we want to know, we want to learn, and we don't want to be incorrect because you know, no fake news or fake facts or some shit. Like, we want to make sure we're hitting what we know, stick to what we know,
get corrected.
Period. That's very true.
Yeah.
So today, that is basically the topic. A lot of times it can switch. We'll talk more about that as we get into each of them. But
by switch, it's just what the person is feeling, I guess, in that moment. Like,
because
not just sexually, but like, you know, the body changes. You could go from one category to another, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the human anatomy. That,
and also just the way that we develop as, like, queer people. Like, a lot of times, like, we see, you know, people definitely know this in the world that there are older individuals who end up coming out when they're like 50 or 40, and that's because sexual development and identity development happens at different paces for queer people. So it's never to say, oh, this person needs to decide this by the time they're 18. Like, no. It's very much
a self journey.
Go at your own pace. Right. And you discover as you grow and as you learn and as you evolve.
You can never, like, rush into it either or have someone rush you into it either. It's very much like, you can seek people for advice on how they did it and everything like that, but like when someone this has happened to me before, when someone is like, I think I am liking the same gender, I'm very much like, I tell them straight up, I say, you know, that is a journey for you to explore. I will be here if you have any questions, but I cannot answer, like, I can't be, you know, like the all-seeing eye for you.
I just thought that in my head. You like plucked that out of my head. That's wild. It's very true, though.
I am your head.
Oh, no. I mean... I just had a seizure, sorry. It's very much a journey. People need to be able to give themselves grace for figuring out what it is that they like, what it is that they identify with. And it kind of does suck. I'm going to be real that there is categories for the gay world. It does suck because obviously no one should have to be a cookie cutter fit.
I feel like it does suck, but it kind of like
helps a little.
Helps and is kind of needed, I guess you could say.
But I wouldn't say
needed and natural. I guess you could say natural and needed. I guess is like a very good way to put it, because like, fuck are two bottoms gonna do? Fuck are two
bump
tops.
purses, baby.
Girl, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, no. It's very much like, you can learn a lot from just giving your time to developing how you feel, because there's sometimes where, like, I'm gonna be real. I mean, we're gonna talk about our own little journeys and what we identify as in a way, with the classifications that we know and that are the categories that are there.
We've been in the game for quite a while.
Yeah,
it's a very, very long game.
Yeah. For me, like, we're gonna start off by talking about, like, more of, like, the sexual positions and not like a fucking
we're not talking about, like, our
sex. We're talking about, like, top, bottom, verse, and side. Those are the main ones that we see in the gay world.
We're not speaking more
the
so
gay
to
man world,
kinks.
Of course.
We're speaking more so to classifications and categories of what position a person can be. And how it can interchange. Right.
And how it can change over time, because that's happened so much for me, and I'm not sure if that's how it has ever been for you, but it can be, you know, a journey, like maybe in the beginning, because let me just give preface. So I came out when I was 16, and that was a journey, but I was glad that I did when I did, because I was just starting to get my bearings on sexual stuff, and, like, of course, like, me, study the brain, baby, I'm a psychology person. Development and sexual development doesn't really happen until your late adolescence anyway, so it makes sense that is when we are looking to figure things out a little bit better. But for me, like, I was a full-on top, which for people who are not, let's just define these real fast before we jump into ours.
Oh my god, we should make the audience guess.
Right.
You wanna guess?
So what are we? No, that is. No, but okay, so for someone who's a top, that means that they're the ones that are penetrating and
they stick
giving.
the dick in.
They stick it on in.
They stick their schlong in.
Okay, not too vulgar now.
A hole. We curse on this podcast.
Okay, well
Jesus Christ.
That's different. These are babies. We don't know who's listening, but no, yeah, he is right though. The top is very much the person that is giving.
Yes.
And the bottom is the receiving. So we think of it like a pitcher and a catcher, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So basically, other than that, you have verse, which could be both, right? That you dilly-dally in topping and in bottoming. But there's also verse top, verse bottom, power top. Verse top is basically, you're still verse at heart, but you like and prefer to top more. And
I would say you bottom for people that like you. In my opinion, like you bottom for people that have like a special connection with.
Yeah.
Like if you feel like if you're
enough.
dating someone and you're the top in the relationship, every once in a while you want to like switch it up or something like that. You know, they'll bottom and then the other person will top, and you know it's fun and stuff like that. And first bottom, same thing. Like mostly the bottom of the relationship, and then you guys flip fuck, and you know that's honestly I feel like that's how you like keep it
fresh,
like
and not stagnant. Yeah, because we do see like specifically if say there's a relation where one is a top only and the other one's a bottom only, they could love that, and that could be like their fucking jush. Like they may be like all about just that, but low-key that can get very boring very quickly, and it can almost become a chore for one person
and if
in
it's
the
not
relation.
For you, that's awesome,
right.
But most people we know are very much like that. Maybe it's because we're males,
maybe
just like to stick our
things and things.
I don't know, just you know, from our Neanderthal ancestors.
Yeah, very much that. Yeah, but also it's very much like,
I don't know, you studied the brain.
Right. I feel like, because, survival-wise, we repopulate because it means that we're going to continue and we're going to have... But it does feel good. Yeah, it feels great. And it's also... It releases certain,
endorphins.
Endorphins, but it also releases different, like, feelings for the brain. It also...
Like serotonin.
More dopamine, because you're going to feel a chemical release. Something that's... Well... I think there's some rewiring needed here. Jesus.
I start crying.
Right. I'm like, oh my god.
It's awful.
Yeah, no. But there's just, some people get bored with it and they don't want to have to continue to only be this one thing.
I agree.
And some people really love it. And
that's kind of where versatility comes in.
Yeah.
Personally speaking, I think being verse is the way to go. If you're not, no problem. No shade.
No tea,
no shade to you, because one of my good friends, Miguel, is strictly bottom. Shout out to Miguel. Don't mean to dish out the tea.
He's literally dished
but
out
he'll tell everyone. He'll be like, I'm a bottom. I'm like, you know what? Period.
Yeah.
But he just prefers to bottom, and he's just like, I just have more enjoyment in bottoming, and I'm like, that's awesome for you. And I feel like now, more so recently, I've definitely been getting into my verse era. Definitely I've been doing both. I feel like the same for you as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I'll literally just text James, and I'll be like, I can't be that vulgar, but I'll just be like, oh, I just topped, or I just fucked the shit out of this guy, or oh my god, I just got my ass handed to me, I'm so sore, and he's just like, oh, period, like, supportive friend, yeah, definitely. It's been like kind of 360, like very like 50-50.
If you go back to the damn last episode, I'm gonna scream.
Oh my god, but,
even though we love, but yeah. Versatility is, I think, an important thing because it gives, and you can think about that in many ways of life. Being versatile in many things you do can be a very good thing for you.
Agreed.
And it can help you really pick out what you like and what you don't. And it gives
that's
you...
how you, know. Like,
you have to try it. Yeah.
Like, if you are a bottom and you're like, I just wanted a top, and you try it and it's not for you, like, that's okay.
Right.
Like, or maybe try it a couple of times. Right. If you really gave it your all, then like it's not for you.
Gave all the troops.
Just fucking
took every troop there was in the business.
You fucking gave them all your kids.
All of them. Every kid.
If you flooded that subway.
That's wild. The Quiet Place 3.
Oh
Part 1. The remix.
I still get to see.
It's so good, but anyway.
Sequel.
Yeah, but no, versatility is important.
I love it.
It's very much what I think can be a saving grace.
Is just so hot. Like going, like when you,
Yeah. I just personally, I like that, but like sometimes if
it's
I'm in the mood to do just this tonight,
I was just gonna say that.
I'm only gonna do that.
And it's also like if it's so good with like what the positions are now,
right?
Why would you ruin it?
Why would
like,
you change it?
Not ruin it, but like, well, I would say ruin it actually. Why would you ruin it? Like, why would you want to like? So my ex, I was the bottom in the relationship. My ex would want me to top him. Like he would say like while he's laying the pipe down, and it was so good, and I would be like, why would you want to ruin a good time?
So he would say it to you while you're doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like, I really like want you to fuck me, and I would. Ooh. Honestly, it's kind of hot, but like in the moment, I was like, no, like you're doing so good right now. Right. Why would you want me to do? And he never bottomed, like ever, like in his life doesn't bot. He's like a top. So I was like, you want me to go into a crevice that is like tighter than fucking like
the Marianas Trench, bitch,
frozen. Like you no.
You said like, uncharted territory, baby.
Yeah.
What? You want me to dive into that?
Like no.
That's
you're
crazy.
Also like a top. I don't know. I mean, I showered with him, but I was just like, I don't know how you like shower.
Yeah. I think it's different when you know what you're feeling with the person, and you don't want to switch things up because you like what it is.
If it's like good like that, keep it. But if you're open to exploring, like definitely do it. Yeah. But like I said, like I don't know, like he would just lay it down. I would just be like in heaven, like
in heaven.
You said I would be like on a joy ride.
Joy ride.
But
yeah. No, yeah, that's very true. I think it can be a little difficult to navigate when, say, someone in either the relation or the situationship or whatever it is that you're engaging in sexual encounter with another person of whatever you're into, really. It could really switch things up. It can make it good. It can make it bad. It could lead to realizations you never wanted to have.
Yeah, you could be like, as a top, you turn into a bottom for that one time. You're like, I'm never fucking doing this again.
Yeah.
Like, or you could be like, wow, this shit's fucking fire. Like, the G-spot is in the anal cavity for the male. Like,
right, yeah.
I mean, there's only one G-spot in male and female, but
yeah.
Like, you get the gist.
Right,
like,
it's basically the prostate.
Yeah.
But
oh my god, when that shit gets hit,
feels
great.
It gets rearranged.
Feels great.
Spaghetti
We're gonna talk
inside.
about sexual anatomy.
Right.
But
it's like, get the magic school bus, bitch.
Yeah.
No. We're traveling to the prostate. No.
Miss Frizzle, what is that?
That is a Bulbasaurus Rex.
Oh my god. Let's talk about side.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess because side. Yeah. So side, for people who don't know, being a side really just means that you don't do penetration. You mainly just like the oral activities. Yeah. But and it's usually not even like
sodomites.
Like you're not gonna. Okay. Judgment's crazy. But for people who are more of a side, it's more of an oral part for like the front area of the man. It's not going to be, not really usually just like butt stuff. It's mainly going to be just frontal and oral, and that's it. And it can be frauding, where you're just rubbing up on each other.
Like dry humping.
Right. Yeah. Or it could be full on, what?
I can definitely say I've definitely, like, hyped myself up, like, online and been like, oh, yeah, like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you, or, like, you're gonna fuck the shit out of me. And then they come over, and then, like, that Bubbles meme where she's, like, holding this up, and she's like,
right, no,
like,
literally.
Pigtails.
And then the other guy does it when he's like, fuck. Yeah, he's like, now I gotta do the work.
I've definitely invited guys over where I was, like, in my bottom era more, and I'm like, you're gonna fuck the shit. I can, like, fucking take dick. And then they whip it out, and it's a lot bigger than I thought it was in these fucking photos. And then I'm like, being a side right now sounds very great. Like,
yeah, I know.
I don't know if I can take that. This might be TMI, but I'm very tight down there.
It's a little TMI. No.
Very, yeah, she's got it going on, but...
She's got it going on.
I'm giving very much Stacy's mom.
But is it for the birds? But is it for the birds?
I forgot I said that.
Yeah,
but,
that's so funny.
That is so not for the birds.
No,
but,
it's for the worms.
So, that is so 360. But,
okay.
I've definitely done that where I've, like, turned into a side, like, kind of in that moment, not to be, like, a bummer, but, like, I'll look at a penis and I will be like, I'm so sorry
This isn't for me.
That is not romantic.
Yeah, like, that is not romantic. That looks like that could stab me.
Sympathy is a fucking knife right there.
And so was that. That was a knife.
That shit, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you're like, I don't know if this happens to you, but like when you're just not into it, you just like clench.
And you don't, it's not like you want it that much.
Exactly,
and so it gets harder to deal with. Yeah. I agree.
I'm very much like,
yeah.
Let me just be a side.
Yeah.
In this I love a good side. I love sucking. I love
It's like I love to suck.
I love to do that. I love rimming.
Oh
I love it all. Like, I just think foreplay, we'll just call it foreplay. I just think foreplay is so much fun. Like, I really think that that's, like, what leads up to it. Like,
it really does. It builds the tension and everything that you're feeling.
But I do have moments where I'm like, if I am not penetrating something or I am not getting penetrated, I won't do it. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, we're not going to work all this up. And then you're just like, no, we talked about this.
You said no. You agreed. You signed the contract.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, I'll obviously respect the decisions, but like, I'm very much like, if I personally am not getting penetrated or I'm not penetrating someone, I'm not doing it. Like, respect that decision. And I would respect
That's respectable.
Yours.
Yeah. I think it's like it's really up to you and what you're feeling.
Agreed.
Yeah, and also like I think with like for sides, it's like. Obviously, like, you're not gonna... Like, I think it's honestly disrespectful for someone to try to push aside to try to do more than what they're comfortable with. Because that's like, girl, like, he told you what they're dealing with and what they want, and now you want to push the edge of that and push the limit.
Communication is key in this category.
And it has to be.
Like I said earlier, like, what are two bottoms gonna do? Bump purses? Or what are two tops gonna do? Sword fight?
Right.
Like, no.
Right.
We're not over here doing all that. We're not gonna, like, tag team up. Well. But,
not the, well. The kombucha girl moment. Brody Bursky said, well. Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's very true. Like, yeah, you gotta know what you're working with and what they believe that they want. And if that's what they're telling you, then that's what they're telling you, and that's what it is. You can't change it, babes. You gotta let it ride, let it go. But, yeah, so those are the main ones for, like, the classification of, like, sexual positions for what they're dealing with, what they want, what they're looking for. But then it gets into, which brings us to the second part. Basically, though, like, the only other classifications that we see really in the gay male,
straight.
Right, and like all these other like classifications. This is more like classifications for gay male versus the encompassing LGBT, because that can be all types of things, right?
Agreed.
But with the gay male classifications, when we see like different types of like body types and styles and things like that, that goes into more of like a twink, a twunk, a jock, a bear, a daddy, a DL guy, which is discreet, a furry. Like, there's so many different classifications that explain,
trans,
I would say...
female to male. Like FTM, MTF.
Yeah. But that's more encompassing of the trans world, I think, versus, like... Because a gay male and trans male aren't going to identify the same way.
That's true.
Yeah. So... Those kinds of classifications are very much, and also Jen, like a generous person.
Yeah.
But those are typically like...
Please, like, update me on, like,
older.
that, too, because I'm not really, like, fresh on that topic.
No, I got you. Yeah, so, like...
I knew you would know.
Yeah, but, like, for twinks, let's start with the very OG category. Everyone fucking knows about them.
I feel like everyone that's gay and is a male is a twink at some point in their life. Like,
Possibly.
when they're fresh 18.
It depends on body type, too, with that one, though, which is shitty, but it is really, like, how it is, sadly. Like, if you are not a certain body type, like, if you're not skinny enough, you're not a twink.
Yeah.
If you have too much hair, you're not a twink. Like, there's so many ways to look at it, but it's specific to certain appeals. People want something that's what they're looking for, so that's what they're gonna go after. So, like, a twink...
It's crazy. It's like fetishizing.
It basically kind of is, yeah, sadly. But in a way, with a twink, it's like more a definition would be like a skinny, typically white boy, because that's what whenever you think of twink, that's like what pops in my head. Like, I literally think of Troye Sivan. Like, that's what's crazy.
Very that.
Yeah.
Very that. I think
very
of Charlie.
a good example of that. Bitch, she's a fucking gay male.
You know, if Charlie was a gay male, I honestly think she would probably be a twunk.
A twunk, yeah. Or a jock in some way.
I honestly think Chapel Roan would be a bear.
I think she'd be an otter.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's wild.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter is twink. She honestly
she'd be
twink.
very twink, because also statue.
Actually, she kind of be like twunk too. I feel like
she's a little thicky.
Yeah,
but she's
good hot thicky. Though. Like she's gorgeous.
Yeah. She is. And also,
how do we get on
with twinks? Yeah, let's get back to that. With twinks, they're also typically, they don't have to be always tall. They can be tall.
Yes.
But there's some that you would even say are like extra twinky because.
We know a few. Let's name them.
No. Can't do that.
Wait, I feel like you're thinking of who I'm thinking
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. Can I like whisper it or?
I already know exactly.
No, wait. Yeah. Okay, wait. Is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. No! I sounded like Peter from Family Guy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Right. So that's kind of what we see with twinks. Twinks. You know, I never really got to a point to be a twink. I wouldn't even consider none of my trajectory in my gay life has ever really been twink.
What would you consider it?
I think right now I'm in my twunk phase for sure. Like, I was never a jock. I could be if I got extra built, but then I also have a little too much hair for a jock. Not like a lot. Like, I just have chest hair, and I have my arm hair, my leg hair, you know. And also, too, like, I don't know, most twinks are a little more clean shaven, less hair, you know, that kind of, if you're picturing it, you're picturing it.
Yeah.
Like, literally the best example I could give is Troye Sivan.
That is like the ultimate example.
Yeah. That's why everyone's fucking fangirling. Also, and he just has good music, and he's a fucking icon for the gay world. So we know
what that song's about.
Right, we know. But then there's also bear and otter. Otter is like, I think it goes twink, otter, twunk, jock, bear, daddy, and then DL is like up there because they could be really all of that or any of it.
Yeah.
But they're still discreet about what they want.
It's crazy how DL men are just so in their own.
They are. They're their own category.
It's like those like categories are just subcategories of a DL category.
Right.
We should get a DL guy on here.
I don't think they would.
But like bleep them out and like do like a voiceover.
It's a lot of editing.
Of like hints, but like a voiceover of like Charlie AI.
It's like no, he's like behind like one of those white sheets and there's a light shining and he's just a shadow talking.
Yeah, and it's like one of those like in those interview where they like muffle the voice.
Right, like my name is.
I'm me as a DL guy.
Right, exactly.
I'm very built. And I'm 28.
And I have 7 children.
And I am married to a woman, and I love to fuck men. She does know, and she is totally open about it. Wow.
That actually wouldn't even be DL. That'd be very open.
I guess you're right.
DL people are very closeted in a lot of ways, which isn't a bad thing. Like, obviously, if you feel like you need to be discreet. But it's like, don't trick other people into like getting shit done with them because you want to be DL and that's how you feel like it's best to run the world.
Communication is key with that. Because if you're anything like me, when I have sex with someone, I just want to get married like right then and there.
Oh, that's an anxious attachment, babe.
It is. We'll decipher into that later.
Yeah,
but
we'll talk about that.
Obviously exaggerating because I do know how to separate that when I.
Yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know. Yeah. But I mean, I think like obviously an otter would be like a step up from a twink, more like they are either a teeny bit more beefy or they have more hair, but not a lot of hair. Like enough. Like more than.
I'd say enough is a good word.
Yeah, more than like the casual growing of hair.
Like when someone's like, what does enough mean? You'll be like, you'll know.
Yeah, when you see it, you'll know. Yeah. When the chest is like mostly fucking hair and they are still within a twink or jock kind of like descriptor for the body, that would be an otter. Yeah. And then a bear would be very much like either one, they're just big boys, you know, like heavier, or that and they'll usually have tons of hair. Like I think of this show, I think it was like Bear City or something, I don't even know, or it was like on YouTube back in the day, like 2012 era.
Bear City.
Something like that. I can't even remember, but it was a whole little YouTube show about gay bears. Yeah, like gay men, like gay bears. Yeah, it was actually really funny. And that was like one of my first exposures to what like a bear looks like for the gay man. But that would be that. And then your jock, obviously that's self-explanatory. Fucking huge.
Honestly, it's the same in the straight world.
Bill, yeah, very much for that.
They just kind of like took it and just
yeah. And sometimes right, and sometimes they can also be DL, but they can also be very openly out and gay, and but still built like a jock.
They call it like they're not in the gay scene,
right?
By just being a jock. And
right.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being in the gay scene too, but it's also like, my guy, you fuck men.
Right. You quite literally do.
Yeah. I think you're gay.
I think you're gay.
I think you're gay.
Baby, you're gay.
Yeah.
No. But there's also, DLs, which we talked about, which would be discreet men who quite literally don't want to expose themselves that way.
Are you into DL men, James?
I could be. It just depends.
I think
it just depends. Like if they're giving me shady and I don't trust them,
period,
I will not. No. But if if I'm like, I understand you don't want to be out, and I know that you don't want to bring all of what it is that comes with being out and about and happily out and proud gay. Like, I get it. You know what I mean?
I
so
think
I'm like,
some men love the idea of like the secretiveness to a DL guy. Like,
yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like,
some people like that
they like the chase of it. They like to be like, oh, like,
this one DL likes me.
Yeah,
or
this
something.
one DL guy likes me, or he can only come over from like 5 to 6 and stuff like that. For me, that's exhausting.
It is. That's
that is so
beating
exhausting.
around the bush and trying to navigate way harder than it could be.
Like, I don't really mess around with that because I get their privacy. I want to respect their privacy, but it's also respect my decision of not wanting to get into that, I guess.
Right, because that comes with a lot of different things. And also DL guys, not to shade people, but they're not always the cleanest, to be real. Like, hygiene is not really the best sometimes. Also, like, if they're sleeping with women and men, that's a messy slope when it comes to, like, whether it's protected or unprotected. And
who does it better?
Right, and, like, what they're looking for. Like, it could be a little slippery slope, but...
You've slept with bisexual men before.
Oh, yeah, I've slept with, I feel like, all types of the gay world, to be honest. But
I agree.
That's just, experimentation, babes. It's important
to
be able to see what you want and what you like. Right. And then there's daddies. Like, those are pretty self-explanatory. They're probably old enough to be your father, but they're also built like a dad. Like, they're not like...
It's kind of hot, though.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
I definitely do have, like, a craving.
A craving. Love.
For that.
It's like a different type of chocolate. Like, white chocolate, dark chocolate.
Literally.
Milk chocolate, daddy chocolate. Yeah, and then you got a twunk, which I would feel like I'm in right now because I do have muscle, but I'm not super skinny.
Right.
I'm like right at that perfect medium. I would say I'm very averagely toned. I go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like, this is the shit that I feel like I relate to the most, and I'm not as hairy as an otter. Because goddamn, I can't. Like, a lot of hair can like kind of turn me off, but with just the right amount, it's fine.
Do you like hairy ass?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to get your fucking your ass hairs in my mouth. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I don't mind a little bit of it, but if I am rimming, I would like a clean hole.
Oh, it needs to be. But also, if you have hair, there's sweat that comes from hair.
Bury that bacteria.
And it holds it in the hair. Oh. I don't know that's how you get that. Anyway, so... Yeah, like, it's just not really, that's not my jush.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. And then, we have Jen. And there might be some that we might be missing, but just for... So Jen is more, like, generous. So think of generous. So that's going to be, like, someone who wants to treat you to... Like, they might be a sugar daddy in a way, right?
Where they kind of want like, looking for Jen.
Yeah, looking for Jen. Looking for someone who's willing to give me something for what I'm giving you. And it can risk the overboard, like the what is the word, like overlapping, like basically doing stuff for money, but
oh my god, prostitution
in a way, but it really is not that though. That's why it's like it's such a specific word for people to use, and you see it on the apps. Like if you had Grindr or anything like that, and you see someone saying looking for Jen or Jen only, that means like they really are only looking for some type of reward for that, right? Yeah.
I just like never ask. I didn't really care at the time.
But you kind of get an idea, even just seeing the word.
Yeah, generous. Yeah.
Right.
Because I was always like, generous?
Right. Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah.
Genius?
Genius?
Like,
generation? No.
Charlie?
Right. Gen Z? No. So yeah, and then the last one would be furry, which is like, I'm not at all really that versed in understanding that world too much. But I have seen it throughout like high school, like in college, like there's like people who like wear like the tail, you know,
you
like
definitely see it on the apps.
Yeah. It's very much like mask play, like pup play, and by that means like people get like leather masks and stuff that are shaped.
Shade. You like what you like. I personally,
it's just giving like that's too close to like trying to fuck around with animalistic kind of.
But again, we're not really versed in it, so we can't.
And I'm not gonna shade. I'm not gonna say anything bad because like we're accepting and we understand like there are differences and we gotta embrace that. But it's nothing that I've ever experienced or dabbled with. Never.
Love to look at like I'm very much into eye contact.
Right.
Like, when I am.
I don't want to see a mask where I can't see your eyes. It's scary to me.
And if you bark at me, it's over. Like,
that's over. Or if you have a butt plug tail. I cannot. Like, just personally. But there are people who really like that shit. And so it's like, girl, if you like it, get it.
I love that for you.
Yeah. So that's really just the overbearing arch of what it is for classification, both in the types of gay male, but also in the sexual positions of gay males. So there's probably few other ones that we aren't hitting, but I can't think of it.
Put in the comments.
Like, if y'all know one,
tell us that we missed one. Be nice about it.
Right, girl. If y'all come at us with some negative shit, instantly ignored. I'm sorry, but we don't do that. Like, we're here to embrace, learn, and support, and also talk. Yeah. Talk.
I just want to talk.
Right. So, but that's what we know as of what we've experienced so far in the many, many years of engaging in these things. So we hope you guys at least got some info out of this and like some ideas of what it is that you could be either yourself or what you've noticed in the community, or if you were curious about something and now you kind of just are like, oh, okay, like I see, And like all the categories are interested in their own categories. Sometimes, not always though.
Yeah, they can very much be like a jock with a twink, or like a twink with a twonk, or like a daddy with another daddy, or like it really honestly I feel like
depends.
That's personal preference
it
too.
Really is.
It really falls in the category of that, and you, like I said, you like what you like, and
oh my
there's
God.
nothing wrong with that.
There's another one I just remembered, but that's more of a kink.
Wait, what is it? Yeah.
Not like physically, but like sexually.
They can't physically.
You're going to hell. You're going to hell.
That's a kink.
Right.
That is a kink.
We'll talk about that on a different episode.
We should
but
definitely talk about kinks like that.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah. Fetishes.
Right. Even though, the ones that are appropriate.
Yeah. No, I feel like let's talk about like all of them.
Yeah, just not fetishizing though. That's a problem.
Oh God, no.
That's an issue.
Never.
That's a big issue. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed.
We hope we answered some of your questions.
Yeah,
if you are new to this.
Right. I feel like we've definitely kind of talked about like our sexual position preferences. It changes over time, but also just what we kind of identify with, I think.
Sometimes we're in the mood to bottom, sometimes we're in the mood to top.
Yeah. And it just depends, but I think it's important to give people grace in understanding their own journey and figuring that out, because it isn't going to happen overnight. And if it does, revisit that just to double check that you're not like just doing something because you think that that's what you need to do, but that's not what you like or what you want. So just,
had a dream about fucking Troye Sivan. You're like, I'm a top.
Right. I think anybody could and consider themselves a top at that point.
Yeah. Isn't Troye Sivan a top?
I would hope
say
not.
In an interview that he was a top.
I don't know. I cannot let that happen.
It's like Shawn Mendes. Like,
yeah, it's okay. We're gonna let him be whatever he wants, because that's girl. You know what I mean? But also one more actually, a soft top. Do you know what a soft top is?
Oh, yeah. Because, okay, so...
They present as bottom, but they're actually a top.
Yeah, I am definitely dominant in both roles. I very much like...
And dominance and aggression and things have a play in everything, too.
Yeah. I definitely am a dom bottom. I'm a dom top. Like, I very much like... Not to be in control, but very much like...
I can't believe we missed that.
I forgot about those
Dom top, dom bottom, yeah.
Let's touch really quick on that.
Yeah. Dom top, dom bottom. That really just means you're a dominant top.
I know.
So you could really be...
Some people... yeah.
Like,
my friend is very much a submissive person.
Right. Yeah, and a dom bottom would be someone who's like more aggressively wanting the top to fuck the shit out of them, basically.
Yeah. That's like a power bottom.
In a way, but dom is like more of the dominance, and like that, and it could be that the dom bottom is with a submissive top, so it's like the bottom takes full control.
I have had some submissive tops, and they're very much willing to do whatever the bottom says, and when I'm in that moment, take me. Like,
yes.
Like,
no, I get that.
Do not stop.
Yeah,
like,
and also submissive bottoms and submissive tops are very real. Like, submissive bottoms are very more typical, and a dom top is more typical, but...
I do love a submissive bottom.
Yeah, that's like, you know, the giving up control, letting you do whatever that you want, you know, kind of thing. And then...
Obviously, when I top, I'm very much considerate of my bottom. Like,
right.
Very
well,
much
you gotta be, yeah.
Like, I do want to rail you, but I do want you to be comfortable as well. Like,
and there's...
You need to switch a position, let's do it.
There's sometimes where people will be, like, a dom top and they'll have a dom bottom. And then it's, like, very aggressive. I'm not... Girl. No.
I've actually never slept with anyone.
Oh. That's so we're lying.
You could ask Miguel. He's literally seen me.
Oh, I know. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
He joined.
We don't need to go down that abyss, bitch.
You like that?
Oh, God. You like that? Yeah. So there's just so many different ones, but like dom top, dom bottom, sub top. Those ones we definitely missed, and I'm glad we grabbed that before we ended.
It was over here and we like...
Right, we said, oh, come back.
Yeah,
right,
gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, STDs.
My Jesus Christ. Could never. Miss Miam. So, anyway, yeah, on that note.
The birds.
That's for the birds. That is for the birds.
Birds, bitch.
That's crazy. Yeah, no. But then, I'm like, are we missing any? I feel like we covered that.
We covered, yeah.
Yeah.
We really reeled them all in.
We reeled that in at the last second. Yeah.
That was good.
That was good. We got that.
Yeah.
High fives.
Glad we got that off our chest.
Right.
Been like meaning to talk
right, but if you guys feel like we missed something, whether it was like sexual position classifications or like kind of personality or aesthetic, you know, classifications for gay men, let us know. But also, we would love in the comments if anyone wants to give their insight on their own specific like queer classifications, like whether that's, you know, like lesbians telling us about everything that they know with their classifications in their realm, and also with like trans people if they want to tell us, like, girl, we are so like, we are receptive. We would love to learn, and also we're learning every day.
Yeah,
every day, babes. But
I would love to get other perspectives.
Yeah, would love that. Yeah,
even straight people, I'd love. Well, it's
that's very easy. Yeah,
but like I'd still like to hear about it.
Yeah. But we hope you guys enjoyed. This was a really fun episode. I can't wait for you guys to see the new ones that are going to be coming in the future.
These are pretty good ones.
Yeah, we're getting into it, babes.
Yeah.
But if you are new, please subscribe or follow on Spotify, also on YouTube, because these are going posted on my channel. You can find these on YouTube at official JAIME or JAIME Music, which is JAIME Music. And they're there. It's under the Gay Agenda playlist. They come out every Wednesday at 8 in the morning. They're pre-scheduled, so girl, when it's 8, it's 8, and that shit is out. But 8 o'clock Florida Standard, like
EST.
Eastern Standard Time. So it'd be 3 hours earlier. So it'd be out even earlier in the morning for anyone listening on like the West Coast or anywhere else on that side of further from us. But yeah, and we are so happy that you guys are listening and tuning in. If you made it this far, also we will plug our socials. So my Instagram is at JAIME Music or JAIME Music. It's really JAIME Music, but girl, whatever you want to call it, we love. And that is at JAIME_music_. And for my YouTube, SoundCloud, those are both at official JAIME Music. And I will plug that here so you guys can see how it's spelled. It's also in the descriptions. So you guys can follow us and keep up with us when we're not on the pod. And we're going to obviously update you guys every week. Yeah. Like, it's just how we are. But
mine is at Kyle Broyles, KYLEBroyles, Instagram, Snapchat.
All of them.
All of the above. Everything. Yeah. We will tag it below in the description.
Yes, sir. And for those who are new, I make music, so follow my music. Stream my newest album. I'm putting it on the screen right now so you guys can at least see what the cover looks like and where to look it up. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we can't wait to catch y'all on the next episode of
So Fun.
The Gay Agenda. Says we got to come up with some type of.
We should do like an audio of like you and I singing like The Gay Agenda. It's just like so off key,
so crazy random, yeah.
The Gay Agenda.
And it's
just have Josh like fucking like
right in the back. Yeah, no, that'd be fucking hilarious. But we hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.